Hello, it's Tuesday, January the 13th. Happy birthday, Aunt Cat. I finally received my Plot Perfect book. Got it yesterday, and I started working on it yesterday. I'm already at like page 80. I am where she starts doing the breaking down of the 3-act structure and the hero's journey, and for people, she kind of goes at it from from plot and then from character-driven writers. And I have my notebook. My son got me this. I love this. It has a little, isn't that cute? I want like 4 or 5 more of these, or as many as I can get of those, because I'm hoping to, in February, order what's called a Fodori. The 2 shops I found on Etsy that carry the ones I really like, they're closed right now, I guess. They were extremely busy at Christmas or had a whole lot to do, and so I guess they're on vacation or whatever, but I haven't decided. It depends. What I want, what a Fodori is, it's a knockoff of a Midori, but I want an A5 size, so I can't get the Midori. They don't come big enough. I want them to be able to put notebooks like this, because I use notebooks like these. They come, sometimes I buy them. This is a it's got embroidery on it, and you can feel the stitching, but they have those notebooks 3-2 a pack. You can get them at like Office Depot or Staples or Barnes & Noble or Books A Million. They're little notebooks. They usually come about 60 to 80 pages each. But I usually use a notebook for each novel, and what I would like to do is have the Fodori to put my notebooks in for novels, or maybe for a series, and then when I'm done with that series, I can band them and put them in like a box or something and label it, and then go to the next one, because I can have a notebook for characters, I can have a notebook for outline, I can have a notebook for setting, or I can have a notebook per, like if I do a duology, I'd have 2, and then, or 2 major notebooks that cover like each novel, and then notebooks for the characters and things like that. Or if I have more like a trilogy or whatever, but I could have a notebook for each book, and a notebook for reference stuff for, like, because if you have a series, no matter how many are in your series, you're going to have characters that are in like certain novels or not in others, or maybe the characters are in the first book and the 3rd book but not in the 2nd book. New characters, old characters, characters that die off. You need to keep a list. Now I have a writing Bible. I have a writer's Bible, and most of that is editing stuff and outline stuff and things like that. It's a reference Bible. It's not necessarily, I do right now, because I don't have anything else, I do keep the current copy of my novel in it. Sometimes I print out, so I have a hard copy. I compile it in Scrivener and print it out, so that if anything were to happen, I do this once a week. I did it in NaNoWriMo. It's how I saved one of them, even if it meant I had to go back in and type the whole thing all over again. I do have a hard copy. I'm old school. I remember when I was writing research papers and term papers on a typewriter, and then a word processor, and then of course computers came around, and I have seriously considered, once they do, instead of getting a new laptop, getting a Hemmingwrite. I have saw the Kickstarter program. I wish I'd had the money to do it then, but we weren't spending that much money on each other for Christmas. But when they do come out, I'm hoping to get one. I need a new desktop, or I need to have my desktop revamped. When I'm doing anything like uploading videos or anything that's a little bit strenuous, my fan cuts on really, really loudly, and I'm going to take it to the shop tomorrow, so I will be working from my laptop tomorrow, and see if I can get it fixed, repaired. If I can't, then I guess maybe for my birthday, maybe I'll be able to get a computer, a new one. I don't know, but there's nothing wrong with my monitor. It's the tower, and it's older. It's like 5 or 6 years old. Can't afford a Mac right now. the one I want anyway. So, writing, where am I at? I have been doing, as you can see, I'm doing research. I have been plotting out the novel. I am on like chapter 5 or 6 or 7 as far as like plotting the core of each chapter. And I am working on I have the midpoint to go, a few things. Chapter 7 is the break into 2. Pretty much the end of that scene, the end of that chapter will be a scene where it breaks into the second act. So I am just really excited because this is, it's shiny and new, you know, so of course I'm excited, but I guess we'll see if things, you know, pan out really well, because the other novel, I'm taking a big break from it. I haven't completed it. I don't know if I will complete it. I printed out like the first 6 chapters or so for Mr. Rockstar, and he's reading it, and I felt like I was bearing my soul, because I really truly feel like, and I had started doing it, but then he was like, just wait a minute before you go and do anything, and don't delete anything. Just leave it alone for a minute. I was starting all over with it. I was going to take bits and pieces from the actual NaNoWriMo novel, put it into a folder for scenes I might use, and copy and paste stuff, and just start writing all over, using my core outline for it. But before I completed all of that, he was like, just give it a break. And so I have been contemplating the idea for the novel I am outlining right now for the last, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years maybe. And I think because this novel's been sitting for so long, that's part of the reason why I'm so excited about it. So, Write Stuff is tonight, and we're going to be talking about editing and beta readers and things like that. So, I'm kind of excited. I'm nowhere near the point of needing beta readers. I don't really own much as far as resources go in the way of editing. I do belong to some I've subscribed to some blogs and websites and things that do specialize more in editing. Susan Denard's website is fabulous when it comes to editing. I have her worksheets printed off and in a folder for when I do start editing, but I've not got there yet. And I keep seeing, like, and I want to keep seeing them, and I want to really badly participate in some of the things that are going around, like the flash fiction submissions and the contests and stuff like that. But, you know, to be honest, it might be fun, but I am so wrapped up in trying to really get this started. This is the year for me to make changes, and my goal for this year is to get a novel written from beginning to end, and to get through at least the first editing process, so that by this time next year, well, by next year, I am sending my novel out to beta readers. That's my goal, is to send my novel out to beta readers next year, but by the end of this year, to have it completely finished and in my first stage of editing, because the next step is, after I've done the first thing of edits, to go through and then to send it to beta readers, maybe the first or second go round. But this year, beginning to end, finish a novel, come hell or high water. That's my goal. Some of my other goals are more personal goals, but as far as the writing goals go, that's my goal for this year. And I know we're in the second week of, well, damn, we're past that, because the 14th, tomorrow, will be the end of the second week of January. So I'm doing okay, though. I went around with all of this the very first week. It kept playing with it. I wrote down in my notebook some of the ideas for the novel I am currently outlining. They were in my head. I couldn't get them out, so I wrote them down. And then I went back the beginning, I guess, of what would be the second week for January, and I kept on thinking about it. And to be honest, when something's not working for you, sometimes the best thing that you can do is put it to the side until you are refreshed about it. You can regroup and go back to it and look at it with a fresh set of eyes and go, okay, is this really what I want? And then you start all over, or you start where you finished, or you read the last couple of chapters or the last few pages or whatever, and then you go. Or if you need to, read the whole thing all over again, because when I do go back to my NaNoWriMo novel about the witch, I'm going to read the whole thing. Everything I wrote, I'm going to read it. Even the deleted scenes that I saved, I'm going to read everything. And if I have to sit down on a floor with scissors and cut out bits and pieces and put it on a cork board or on a poster board until I get it all right, and then tape it all together and then redo, I will do whatever it is I need to do, because I will eventually go back to that novel. It's just, there's something about it, and I felt that way during all of NaNoWriMo. So I know that it was time for a change. So now that I've been outlining, I'm stuck on the editing thing now. Now that I've been outlining for the new novel, I'm feeling really good. I'm excited and positive. I have a roast with potatoes and onions and carrots and stuff in the crock pot. Dinner will be ready in about an hour. I need to make some more sweet tea, and then I guess we'll make some kind of, I don't think I'll be doing biscuits. I don't have time, but some kind of toast or rolls or something to go. I wish I'd had time to do the cornbread thing. Can you tell I'm Southern? I'm making roast and gravy and potatoes and carrots, and I'm thinking about cornbread. So, but I hope you guys have a great one. I'm excited about the Right Stuff tweet chat tonight, and I am seriously thinking about doing a live video, because while I am working on the novel, I need to figure out how to do the double screen thing where I have my computer screen up and then video of me up. And if somebody has a suggestion about how to do that, because I use a webcam, and I would greatly appreciate it. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.